communications. Tell us about your communication as a deaf adult.
My communication allows. As of today, there are still currently no family members that sign. I have a baby sister. She tries to sign, but she's not very fluent with it. The only fluent signer we have in my family is my daughter, who's 18, and we are quite close because the bond with the communication is constant. You know, even though she does not have a hearing loss, she's oral, I allow her to be herself. You know, she can still be oral, but at the same time, when we have heart-to-heart conversations, you know, she must sign with me, especially with critical issues. I think that helped. You know, I wish I had that similar communication style with my mom. We're making modifications as an adult now. She still, I don't think she feel either she can't sign, or most of the time my family members think I'm just fine, quite successful. I can still lip read. There was no need for me to sign. But that's not necessarily true. I would prefer that they sign to me so that I can really understand what they're saying, and that I can communicate. We can communicate on a level that we both can fully understand. So our communication is kind of maybe between 60 and 80%. It's not always what they think it is. For the longest, I thought I was getting 100% in the communication until I became an adult at 18. I grew up in school, no sign language interpreters or anything whatsoever. But by the time I got into college, that was a challenge. And I needed a note taker. And even then, that wasn't enough. And I realized that I needed to learn sign language because oral communication was just not enough for me. I needed a signer. And once I picked up on the sign language and became fluent, my communication became much better, a lot clearer. For me, my receptive communication. As far as my expressive communication, it's still the same.
Alicia, you've talked about growing up oral and then realizing you really needed to learn sign when you got to college. Do you ever sign and talk both?
Yes, I do. Yes. I'm typically oral, depending on the person. If they don't know sign language, then I communicate with them orally. If they sign only, I sign only. I turn my voice off. But sometimes I have friends that either they want to learn sign language, and so I feel like I have to sign and talk at the same time so they can pick up bits and pieces. And I have friends who are still learning, but you know, I some come with them. And most times, if I'm teaching and the program involves some oral with sign and support, I use some come with them. So it just depends on the communication mode that that person uses. I tend to match the person that I'm communicating with. And depending on that person, if they're signer, if they're oral, or both, then I match their mode of communication. I never force anyone to match mine. I try to match theirs. As you notice, my language my English changes just a little bit when I'm doing Senipag. Why? Because some of the signs involve none of the English words. It's just the expression and the expressive way of communicating. But yeah, I do use sign language. That's now my primary mode of communication, depending on the person.